She is one of Canada's top comedic actors, a master of unique character creations that exude sunny charm mixed with dark and delightfully twisted humor. She is the co-creator and artistic force behind the wildly popular and absurdly funny Baroness von Sketch Show. A Second City Mainstage alumni, she has appeared in dozens of television productions, including Run the Burbs, The Drop, and The Writer's Block. Everyone, please welcome the host of this evening's award ceremony, the very talented Aurora Browne.
Hello, thank you so much. Good evening to all. Welcome to the CSC Awards. Congratulations to all the nominees and recipients here this evening. I am so honored to be the host for this evening, and I hope you all are ready for the experience of being the center of attention for once and have many lenses pointed at you. All of you look fabulous, and the ratio of baseball hats to humans in this room is startlingly low. I commend you all for leaving them at home. There's so much great work to honor tonight from every corner of media, from student films to big budget commercials to theatrical features, which, due to Canada's robust arts infrastructure, will be seen by dozens of Canadians this year. We the North, guys. We're honoring documentaries, both short and full length, music videos, drama, and comedy. There's a comedy category, right? No? No, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, Canada's not known for its award-winning comedies or anything. I'm just happy to be at your camera party, guys. We have special award recipients this evening. Brian and David Dwight are receiving the Bill Hilson Award for outstanding service contributing to the development of cinematography for their work at Dwight Crane Limited and LRX Lighting, proving once again it's not the size of the crane, it's the skill of the person designing it. You can shine your BFL on my good side anytime, guys. Kim Durko is receiving the Masters Award for outstanding contribution to the art of cinematography. Listen, anyone who has worked with Dan Levy and Yannick Bisson deserves a special award. I'm just saying, those people know. Vicky Lynn Roy is receiving the Craftsperson Technical Award of Merit tonight for excellence and outstanding professionalism in the collaborative art of cinematography. Congratulations. First off, couldn't we come up with a more exciting name for that award? You know, like the Secret Genius Award or the What They Do in the Shadows Award. Fun fact, the actual award itself is a cotton poly blend top that says, I made my DP look amazing and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Way to go, Vicky. Speaking of cool award names, Phil Lanyon is being awarded the President's Award for outstanding service to the Canadian Society of Cinematographers. Now, you might not know this, but Phil's career got a huge boost in 2014 working on the web series Newborn Moms, starring yours truly. And he begged us to keep him in the world of micro-budget web series. But we said, no, Phil, you need to spread your wings. And now look at him topping the industry, working with international stars on series, watch the whole world over. What a come down. We should have listened to you, Phil. You can come back to comedy anytime. And we have Mathieu Nadon receiving the Camera Assistant Award of Merit, another name that needs work, by the way. But let's give it, yes. That award could also use a cooler name, especially since I'm pretty sure the camera assists are all in a secret society. Have you seen them swap out a lens? May the lens be with you, and also with you. All in all, everybody, it was a bit of a weird year with the strikes, am I right? I hope everyone got a lot of rest. How about those actors and writers delaying the shoot again? Sorry about that. You know, I couldn't find one instance of the Cinematographers Guild starting a strike. And I think it's because you don't need to. You know that you aren't actually replaceable. You have weathered the artistic threats brought by personal camcorders, iPhones, selfie sticks, TikTok, and you're not gonna get a little thing like AI get you all hot and bothered. Does Midjourney know how to express an entire relationship in a poignant two-shot? Or shine a light on systemic misogyny? Or make Drake seem talented? No. I mean, AI could try, but the blinking would be off. Now, this may surprise you, but as a sketch comedian, the cinematographers are among my favorite people to work with. It's true. Yes, it's true. And why? Is it because they're the funniest people on set? Not a chance. If you want to see a person lose all sense of humor real fast, just step off your mark by 2 centimeters. It's not very pretty. Is it because they are the first person to come up to me and introduce themselves and give me a warm, welcoming hug? No. I've gone entire shoots, never once hearing the DP say a word to me or anyone else. They are the only people who can have an entire conversation doing only this. Or maybe this. And maybe, if you're lucky, and on the day. Is it because they are the vanguard of diversity and inclusion in the industry? We're working on that one. Is it because they generously encourage the hair and makeup teams to take all the time they need before a take? No. No, I love the cinematographers and all camera operators because there's no better person to go into war with. And creating footage feels like a war sometimes, doesn't it? Especially the documentarians who sometimes are actually in the war and still frame it in the golden ratio. Good on you. And the scripted work is very tough too. But what I found is that the more elaborate and challenging the assignment, the more excited you all get. I have asked DPs to make a cube van look like a flooded cabin on the Titanic, or make a cup of spilled coffee on a subway feel like a horror movie, or make an ordinary breakup look like a scene from Chernobyl. And each time the camera crew makes it happen. I've seen camera crews and operators swathe themselves in garbage bags to keep the rain off of their equipment because the only good angle was also the only uncovered part on that patio. I've seen them build armatures worthy of a sculpture just to dirty the foreground with that little leafy branch. I've seen them lose circulation in their forearms just keeping the poor man's Steadicam steady. And also, it doesn't have to be a sweeping vista or a fight scene slow-mo to be incredible work either. I've watched as Cam A and Cam B make sure they get just the right framing on a dildo squirting milk. On me shaving my bikini line. I've had a DP who lovingly shot take after take of me making really unspeakable gestures describing personal hygiene and made it look like a Renaissance painting. I'm really sorry about that, Lutz. Just this past fall, in fact, at the CFC, I was part of maybe the greatest shot of my career. We had to get a shot of a dog pooing on a lawn. We had been assured by the trainer that the dog would want to find a place to do its business as soon as it got to set, and if we had everything set up correctly, we would have this one chance to commit it to a digital format. So I want you to picture me and a camera team of about 5, pretty small, 5 people just trying to triangulate a shot and a good frame as we breathlessly followed a bichon frisé around a freezing lawn at 8 a.m., waiting for this dog to shit. And it did. And it was beautiful, and we got it in exquisite foreground close-up. It was amazing. Yes, yes. Blowing up a building had nothing on that, let me tell you. I could go on about all the great work you do, your all-day, everyday commitment, your determined, nay, insane perfectionism. but we all know how weird it must feel for you for people to put focus on you or much less compliment you. So I will just say congrats to the nominees and the special awards recipients this evening and wrap up my bit because, say it with me, we are losing the light. Thank you so much, everybody. I will be back later, but enjoy this evening.
Critically acclaimed actor and producer, Jennifer Podemski.
The relationship between a showrunner and a cinematographer is one of my favorite things about doing this job, and it feels like, you know, painting pictures together. It's just one of the best things I've ever experienced. So congratulations to everybody, and I hope you all win. And the nominees for Best Theatrical Feature Cinematography are...
Theatrical Feature Cinematography, sponsored by Sessler. And the nominees are Nicolas Bolduc, CSC, The Three Musketeers Part 1, D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan! Te voilà? Oui. On t'a cru mort. Où étais-tu? En Angleterre. Quoi? Avec Athos.
Kareem Hussein, CSC, Infinity Pool.
No. Please, don't. Please don't. No.
Jordan Kennington, Sweetland.
Nice and heavy, aren't they? Do you like them?
Yeah.
You like rabbits? You like dead rabbits?
Paul Sarasi, CSC, BSC, ASC, Irina's Vow.
We are in a garden somewhere.
Well, next to the gazebo.
It's perfect. Not just till they finish fumigating, but we can be safe here.
Yeah.
It's a real hiding place.
Irena, if you can get us some electrical wire, I can rig up an alarm bell.
There are some spare mattresses in the cellar. We can bring those here.
And soap and water.
Maybe some newspapers, so we can read something of what is happening outside.
Yeah.
Maybe some books.
Oh, yeah, books. I miss books so much.
Chris Stacy, The Blind.
Not the problem. You're ruining my life!
Oh, yeah. You've been ruining mine for 10 years!
Yeah, they have. But I don't think we're kids with you.
And the award for Best Theatrical Feature Cinematography goes to Nicolas Bolduc, The Three Musketeers, Part 1. So Nicolas is not with us tonight, but I have something to read. 9 months of shooting for 2 films. It was probably one of the most incredible filmic experiences of my life. Horses, castles, kings and queens, battles, 1.2 million pounds of smoke, 150 days of shoot for 2 films, an endearing French crew that took me on board almost like if I had no Quebecois accent. I'm just trying to have a Quebecois accent here. Almost you never not have an accent in France. Of course I get the hardest one. Thank you, director Martin Bourbelon and producer Dimitri Rassam for a hell of a ride. Ardavan at Pathé Films for inviting me, my crew, Bibi, Michael, and Eric, who broke down the doors and pushed the limits for me, and mostly thank you to the CSC and its great staff. CSC are 3 letters that I tag proudly on my name on every film that I make to remind myself, as well as filmmakers, producers, and technicians with whom I work, that the true ground that I hold and the roots that I have are with my peers in Canada. Thank you, CSC. The nominees for Best Non-Theatrical Feature Cinematography are
Non-Theatrical Feature, Anthology Episode, Pilot Cinematography, sponsored by Keslow Camera. And the nominees are Jeremy Benning, CSC, ASC, Accused, Esme's Story.
Just give me 6 boxes of 38,
Yeah.
4 boxes of 45.
All right, 45.
Yeah, I'll take them.
Okay.
Pierre Gill, CSC, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I accidentally vaporized my pre-algebra teacher.
Not just how it looks, but how it makes you feel. Okay, come on.
What do you see?
Perseus. That's me.
That's who you're named after.
James Klopko, CSC, Essex County, Season 1, Episode 1.
When we got into it yesterday, I didn't mean, you know...
I'm not gonna fight anymore.
No. I meant when Anne and I were...
Just forget about it. I'm gonna go down to the creek before school. I'll get the bus at the crossroads.
We sure?
Yep.
All right, see you later then.
Catherine Lutz, CSC, Black Mirror. Joan is awful.
Never in my wildest nightmares, I thought I'd see myself defecating in a church.
Craig Robleski, CSC, ASC. Fubar, take your daughter to work day.
Nothing's happening.
Come to think of it, I might have taken the antidote.
You can't be true to two, no, you can't be true to two, you can only be true.
And the award for Non-Theatrical Feature Anthology Episode Pilot Cinematography goes to Catherine Lutz, Black Mirror.
Oh my God, can I bring Aurora Browne back to, be funny for me? Aurora, come on. Thank you guys. Thank you for the CSC members who were on the jury and chose this. I want to take a second to encourage more full members to participate in the jury selection. It's a very fun process. You get to see what your peers are doing. The more people who are involved, the more voices we choose, and the more kind of things we want to see represented get chosen. So I encourage all our full members to participate. I want to thank Ali Pankyu, who was the director of this episode, a fellow Canadian who brought me into the Black Mirror world, and Charlie Brooker, who is the creator of the series. It's kind of amazing to watch a project where a creator really has their voice seen all the way through, and I was very inspired by that. We also I didn't know, of course Charlie knows because he's an insane genius, but that, spoilers, the conversation about AI taking over actors' places would become so relevant when we shot this. And then, weeks after this episode came out, the strike happened. So it was kind of a little bit nuts in that way, but I want to thank all the crews and all of the rental houses, everyone for, standing through the strike and supporting us all, even when we were like, can we do these little projects with no money? It really means a lot. Thank you guys.
She's executive producer of studio production at Dentsu Creative and co-founder of Open Chair Toronto. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to Liz May.
Telling a story, establishing a feeling, and making a product pop in 60 seconds or less is no easy task. Commercial DPs need to balance the needs of the director, the agency, and the client, which a lot of us in this room know is often not the same thing. The nominees for this year's Fritz Spiess Award for Commercial Cinematography did all that with grace, making each second count and every frame. The nominees for the Fritz Spiess Award are
Fritz Spiess Award for Commercial Cinematography, sponsored by SP Studios, Ontario Camera. And the nominees are Christopher Bonnell, Chevrolet Silverado, Go Beyond.
And deeper. Than you've imagined.
Diego Guiado, CSC. Visa, Women's World Cup. Devin Carrington, Tempête, Storm of Love.
Peu importe ce qui nous entrave, je sais que je pourrai trouver mon chemin. Car la lumière que tu m'as montrée, la lumière que tu fais briller pour moi, elle est mon phare.
Christopher Liu, CSC, Apple, Another Birthday.
Thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day. So thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy.
Mark Siebert and Eric Kaskins, Kruger, Love is Messy.
I love you. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart.
And the Fritz Spiess Award for Commercial Cinematography goes to Mark Sieber and Eric Kaskins. Mark Sieber and Eric Haskins could not be here tonight as they are out of province shooting a commercial. Accepting on their behalf is Irene Willis.
Mark Siebert and Eric Haskins asked me to thank the CSC for the Fritz Spiess Award. They say, "We had a lot of fun shooting this project and couldn't have done it without the support and trust from our friends at Broken Hearted Love Affair, Susan Irving at Kruger and Simon, Rita and Tricia at Scouts. In addition, we'd like to thank Moonlighting, our production partner in Cape Town, and their very excellent crew, who went above and beyond in executing this project. Lastly, we'd like to thank Wade at Alter Ego for his amazing work and effort in transfer." Thank you.
Continuing on with the trend of short format awards, I'm also presenting the award for music video cinematography. And the nominees are
Music Video Cinematography, sponsored by Astera, brought to you by Luminaire. And the nominees are Jeremy Cox, Leaning Into Your Palms, performed by Austin Gillette. Ben Dawson, Feral Canadian Scaredy Cat, performed by Young Friend. John Joffin, ASC, At Home, performed by John Bryant.
We were born into a world on fire.
Liam Mitchell, So Hard to Tell, performed by Debbie Friday.
All you do is rebel. Time go tick, tick, tick. And you just can't help yourself when it gets like this. Oh, it's so hard to tell. Oh, it's so hard to tell.
Bobby Shore, CSC, You Broke My Heart, performed by Drake.
Lying to my face, thought you would've shown a little grace. How can I expect someone who never had their own place to know their damn place? Treating me like I'm dumb or something, like you're running something, like they drop you on your head when you was one of some. Fuck my ex, hey, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Fuck my ex, yeah, right.
And the award for Best Music Video Cinematography goes to John Joffin, ASC, At Home, performed by John Bryant.
Thank you to the ASC and CSC for this great honor. This means a lot to me because there's a lot of friends in this room, and even when I got here, I bumped into my old friend Paul Sarossi, and we were reminiscing about how we shot, it was the first Tragically Hip video. We shot it together. Paul was the operator, and I shot commercials for him, and my friend Boris and Brendan, everyone here. So this is really special to me, so thank you so much. I share this award with all my friends who gave their unconditional love to this project. There was so much love, and it's all about love. So John and Bree, their story and their song, just beautiful to work with them. I have a lot of gratitude to my friends at Sony, to Neil, Matt, Tanya, and Dan. Dennis and Robert at Keslow Camera, not only are you my best buddies, but the gear and service you provide are next level, and you really went far out to help me get this done. Jill Bogdanowicz, one of the greatest colorists ever. I love her so much. Thank you, Company 3 and Stefan for helping me. Thank you to Zeiss, MBS, Atlas Lenses. Thank you to my agent, Bill and Dan at DDA, producer Brian Dick, editor Nathan Young, gaffer Dustin Allen, board op Jason McKinnon, key grip, and filmmaker John Westelaken. Sorry, there's so many people who helped me. I'm sorry I'm taking so long. Chris Walsh, who strapped a Venice 2 to his belly and jumped out of a plane so that we could get that shot. To the best camera crew I could ever hope for, Joss Oman, Stephen Adelson, Quinton Lai, Jessica Chu, David Skidmore, and Ryan Kunkelman. My greatest love goes to my wife, who's not here tonight, and that's why my bow tie's not done, because she's a costume designer. And I spent 30 minutes trying to do it, and it wasn't gonna happen. So I love her so much, and I love my son, Jamie, and thank you so much. This is really, really special. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks.
And the last award I will be presenting this evening is for Dramatic Short Cinematography. And the nominees are
Dramatic Short Cinematography, sponsored by Godox. And the nominees are Farhad Gaderi, Muda.
Вы будете обследовать участок по другим координатам. И раз некоторые из вас, судя по всему, не слышали в последний раз, пожалуйста, не забывайте подвязывать белые флажки к колышкам, ведь их проще заметить. И позвольте снова напомнить вам, прошедшее в поле нельзя обсуждать дома.
Farhad Gaderi, Motherland.
Please hang up and try it again. If you need help, hang up and then dial the operator. This is a recording.
Cole Graham, Let This Feeling Go. Christopher Liu, CSC.
I'm Queenie and I'm 7 years old.
Closing Dynasty.
Why aren't you in school right now? It's a Wednesday.
Nicolas Poitras Gamache, Cachinao, Les Mains Sales.
Sácate pues. Nan, check out. Check it that thing.
Oriane. Da, kwa uwina ulpa.
Kwa besiwe.
Da, kwa uta ulpa.
And the award for Best Dramatic Short Cinematography goes to Christopher Liu, Closing Dynasty.
Thank you so much to the CSC. I just became a full member last year, and thank you. This really means a lot to be nominated by your peers, really. So thank you so much, and thank you to Lloyd Lee Choi, who wrote and directed this film. Lloyd's a great friend, and he just told me this chance encounter he had with a young boy in a subway in New York, and he wrote this crazy short film and casted Millie, our young actress, who just absolutely killed it. And yeah, I'm just so grateful. It was during the pandemic, and it was just a close group of friends just running around the streets of New York, making something special. So thank you so much. Thank you to my wife, Haya. Thank you to Joseph Bicknell, our colorist, Jonathan Shue, the producer, My reps at Mantle were here tonight, and Artistry. And yes, thank you so much. This really means a lot. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage award-winning cinematographer, Gabriel Brotardif, CSC.
Tonight, I'm pleased to attend my first CSC Award. I'd like to thank the committee for accepting me as a full member this past December. It's an honor to be around such talented people. It's also very exciting to have the opportunity to present the Camera Assistant Award of Merit to someone who had a direct influence on my work. In the fast-paced world of filmmaking, where every second counts and every detail matters, we all can agree that the role of a camera assistant is more than ever pivotal. I feel incredibly lucky that I met such a dedicated individual at the beginning of my career. He has such a great sensitivity, storytelling comprehension, but also an undeniable technical knowledge. Beyond his technical prowess, he brings his spirit of collaboration, positivity, and commitment to every set. He's always thinking ahead and has his willingness of going after the shots we all dream about. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot by telling you all about him, but I would not be a good friend if I did otherwise. He's truly a reliable and exciting asset of the Montreal film industry, not only as an AC, but also as an entrepreneur. I'm pleased to present the award to my beloved friend and business partner. Je suis fier de te remettre ce prix, mon ami. Mathieu Nadon.
Camera Assistant Award of Merit, sponsored by IATSE 667. Mathieu Nadon.
Thank you, Gab, for your inspiring love speech. Thank you all. It's such a great honor, really. I'd like to take a minute to thank my partner, my love, Dominique. Merci, chérie, pour ton support, tes sacrifices. Tout ça ne serait pas possible sans toi. Je t'aime. Yes, it is all about love, and it requires a lot of love to come to accept and understand that our work defines us. Our craft is our food. Celeste and Evan would like to see that at home more often, but at least I'm trying very hard, and this award is going to help me teaching them that there can exist something outside in this world worth doing, something, a place where you can give 100% of yourself and be proud of the result, and where team spirit and friendships prevail. I'm sure they're going to find their way, but I just hope they carry a passion like me, because passion is love. Thank you.
Our next presenter is not only a director of photography, he's a CSC associate member who is also a CSC board member and the CSC Diversity Committee chair. Please welcome Rion Gonzalez.
Vicki Lynn Roy is considered one of the top colorists in the business. She has meticulous talent with a discerning eye for detail. Roy is patient in her demeanor and efficient in her workflow. She is a gifted artist who goes beyond making images look cool. Roy possesses an acute understanding of the psychology of color and how it can be manipulated to tell a story in its own right, enhancing the narrative on the screen. Whether it's a Peter Jackson's Hobbit film or a small budget documentary, Vicki brings the same zeal, dedication, and intuition to her art. Cinematographers and directors alike agree that Vicki is a dream to work with. Everyone, please welcome to the stage the 2024 recipient of the Craftsperson Technical Award of Merit, the incredible Vicki Lynn Roy.
Craftsperson Technical Award of Merit, sponsored by Grande Camera. Vicki Lynn Roy.
Good evening. Thank you for this honor. I'm just digesting the words. I didn't know what was going to be said, so I'll take a moment. I'd like to thank the CXC for having this category. Storytelling and image making is definitely a team effort, and I think it's very grand of you to carve out some time in your big evening of celebrations to highlight the work of your collaborators. So thank you for that. I'd like to praise the person who nominated me, a colleague who's taken me on several inspiring professional journeys over the years and became a dear friend along the way. Merci Claudine Sauvé. Thank you for always shining a light on your team, for being the amazing artist, human, and leader that you are. Everything you touch really turns to gold. I'd like to thank my family, my amazing parents, my lovely sisters who are my friends, my other friends, all these people who cheer me on and who are always very understanding when a story that's being told means that we have to revisit our plans. Thank you guys for that. You've heard me say this before, maybe. I know I do my best work when it's invisible, but I truly appreciate that you actually notice. Thank you. Bonsoir.
Here to present the 2024 Student Cinematography Award is Joanna Gravel, Managing Director, Panavision Canada.
It's so wonderful to be here tonight, seeing old friends and making new friends, catching up with our colleagues from across the country, and of course, speaking to our industry partners, and obviously celebrating with all the nominees and the cinematographers, and the winners, sorry. Congratulations to everyone. On behalf of all my colleagues at Panavision, I just want to say how delighted we are to sponsor the Student Cinematography Award. I think it's a special award, and I think we're even more delighted that all three of the nominees are sitting with us this evening. And I've had the opportunity to speak to them just briefly. I've gotten to know them just a little bit, and I think the future looks very bright. I've heard amazing things about their films, so let's take a look.
Student Cinematography, sponsored by Panavision Canada. And the nominees are Laura King, Desync, Sheridan College.
Ako na lang bahala dito.
No, let me do the tinola.
Let's hold. I want to add a line.
I want to do the tinola. I want to show you I can do it just like you taught me.
Don't need someone giving me notes.
Okay, fine.
Calvin Liu, Cement, The Pressure of Concrete, Concordia University. Alexandra Nikolov, Kayla and the Sea, Université de Québec à Montréal.
And the winner of the Student Cinematography Award goes to Laura King, Sheridan College.
Thank you so much to the CSC for this incredible honor. I feel so grateful to be here tonight, surrounded by so many talented people that I look up to. I want to congratulate my fellow nominees, Calvin and Alexandra. Both of you are such talented cinematographers, and I can't wait to see what both of you do in the future. I want to thank the Desync team that helped make this possible, and thank you, Sheridan College, for all the support throughout my academic journey. Thank you, Ontario Camera, for sponsoring this project, and thank you to my mom and dad. Women in Film.
CSC President Zoe Durst, CSC.
It's a great honor for me to present the Documentary Awards. First will be the short and then the long. As a doc shooter, I'm just so proud of all the entries that we had for this category. And as some of you may have been reading in the press, that the doc community is suffering a little bit. And I would just encourage everybody here to support it because documentary is the soul of Canada. Okay. So the nominees are
Documentary Short Format Cinematography, sponsored by Aperture. And the nominees are Martin Buzora, The Story of Mai and I.
Anak kop atau bunyi anak mau. Kain karena mayan nih, nah karena samburi.
Farhad Gadari, Our Grandmother, The Inlet.
I feel myself sinking into the darkness. I let go.
Christopher Liu, CSC, The Diver.
様は津波の危険がありますので、直ちに高台に避難してください。繰り返します。
その当時はもう本当に割と安心というかのんびりしてたんですよ。こちら今考えるとこちらの私の願いというかね願望が入ってたのかもしれないですね。どっかで生きててほしいというねそういう。
Quan Long, Tailor Made.
I be a good tailor because I listen to my customer and I'm happy to show them the fabric, the color, the style. My job is to make it good because when you wear a suit, you have to like it. When you like it, then you feel comfortable. You will love it. And same like you work with anybody, you live with anybody, you have to be happy together.
And the award goes to Christopher Liu, The Diver.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the CSC. I just would like to thank Anderson Wright, who contacted me completely out of the blue. We'd never worked together before. We just sort of knew of each other's work, and told me the story of Yasuo Takamatsu, who lost his wife in the tsunami that hit Japan in 2011. Since that time, he took up diving, and to this day, he still continues scuba diving in the ocean to look for his wife. So I just have to thank Anderson for choosing to bring me onto this project, and Vesta Tuchkate, our producer, who made it all happen, and Irie, our local producer, and of course Yasuo. It was just the four of us running around Japan, and it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. So I'm just so grateful that I could have been brought along for the ride. And thank you so much to the CSC and to all my fellow nominees. It really means a lot to be nominated with everybody here. So thank you.
The nominees for the Robert Brooks Award for Documentary Longform Award are
Robert Brooks Award for Documentary Long Format Cinematography, sponsored by Cinelease, LRX. And the nominees are Nance Ackerman, In the Quiet and the Dark.
I'm like such a geek for poems. Like I feel like they're like kind of a doorway into like coping with this work and to find, meaning and purpose and hope. Go into the woods and tell your story to the trees. They are wise, standing in their folds of silence among white crystals of rock and dying limbs.
Blake Davey, Satan Wants You.
I always hung on to that dad that I grew up with.
And I think that's what made it hurt so much, is that you hang on to what you really love. But he did take her out of my life, and that was the only good thing about his death.
Rinal Desai, to kill a tiger. Tess Gerard and Shady Hannah, Swan Song.
Tonight we're her Apple Watch during the fourth act and realized that she ran 5K. So on top of like running 5K with punches, then we had to do it again for every principal.
Stay even slower? Would they look like they were on lorazepam or something?
So something like that, it's pretty brutal in your body.
Liam Mitchell, Union Street.
Representation. I don't feel like it was being represented in terms of like a lot of the local businesses. Yeah, I just felt like they needed some more flavor, if I could put it shortly.
Growing up, we didn't really have black DJs that were doing stuff that we were doing.
Yeah. When you don't have something, nobody's providing that for you. The only thing to do is to really create it yourself.
It's hard to exist in a space where you don't see yourself reflected, and it almost feels like imposter syndrome every day when you're walking through a city.
Chris Romaiki, CSC, Black Ice.
Lock eyes with one of the players, and then they'd like look away. Then I'd look this way, and then they'd look away because they were so uncomfortable. They didn't know what to do. And it was just dead silence. And then I was like, well, what do I do now? Like, do I respond to him? Or do I suck it up because he controls my fate? I'm this far away from getting to the National Hockey League, and he holds all my cards.
And the award goes to Rinal Desai.
What a surprise. Thank you so much. Thank you, CSC, for this wonderful award. I'm very new to Canada. I've just been here a few years, but I've had such a warm welcome from the entire film community here, my fellow cinematographers, so many directors and producers, and now this. So thank you so much. I also have to thank the entire team of this film, who took it from research and pre-production, 10 years, 4 years of filming, and then post-production, to the release, and then showing it around the world. So many thanks to the entire team, and especially to the director of this film, my lovely wife, Nisha. My one true love. I would not be exaggerating if I said that I wouldn't be here without her. But most of all, I have to thank all the people in the film for letting us into their lives, opening their homes and their hearts to us, and letting us tell the story with the camera. Thank you, CSC, very much. Thank you once again.
And now, there's one thing I can tell you for sure about this year's President's Award recipient. The people who work with him love him, and the vision he demonstrated in developing the CSC's virtual production education program, which has become the CSC, which has made the CSC into a global leader in virtual production education. The partnerships developed for this pioneering initiative were possible because of the deep respect our partners had for him. And despite working with changing and challenging circumstances while maintaining an exacting standard of excellence, he also managed to generate the loyalty and affection of every member of the extensive team necessary to turn a vision of virtual production education into reality. We have some terrific highlights of the CSC's groundbreaking virtual production workshop that you may like.
Today we're teaching cinematographers the ins and outs of virtual production, the basics of understanding each of the technologies, tracking the 3D engine, and then projecting it on an LED wall, and then how to shoot that and make it look good in camera. It's important that that we do this. So when people shoot on it, they understand how the communication lines are clear, the words that they're using and nomenclature that they're using is efficient and streamlined, so that we can produce better and more interesting stories with virtual production. I think it's important to blend your physical and virtual assets, to create a convincing world. You're creating a story, and you don't want the audience to be thinking about the background versus the foreground. You don't want people to bump on that magic trick. You want people immersed in your story, and part of that immersion is feeling like you're in a world other than a 2D studio.
So please help me to congratulate the 2024 recipient for the President's Award for Outstanding Service to the Canadian Society of Cinematographers, Philip Lanyon, CSC.
Thank you, Zoe. Aurora, I'll shoot comedy with you anytime. I'm very, very honored to receive this award, especially knowing how much work this is put into the Society by the volunteers, board members, and staff. This endeavor would not have happened without our co-instructors, Andy Browne and Marco Basso, and the folks at the CSC, Susan Saranchuk, Lucy Kayamov, Cindy Kadras, and especially Gail Pico. This was her brainchild and baby. Yes. In 2020, Star Trek Discovery and Strange New Worlds decided to dive headfirst into virtual production. This gave us a crash course in what was then an early technology. Gail asked me what a virtual production curriculum may look like. Even though I didn't feel like an instructor, I felt a responsibility to share the information I had gathered with my fellow cinematographers and many of you in this room who I've learned so much from. I'd like to thank our generous sponsors, ARRI, Sunbelt Whites, Pixamondo, Versatile Media, 2D House, CBS, Peacemaker Filmworks, Raw Camera Co., and Cream Source. I also want to thank Jeremy Benning, Chris Mabley, Josh Carrequez, Owen Devaney, Francois Gauthier, Raphael Godin for their contributions to the class. Yeah. Thank you. My Star Trek and Vancouver crews who shared their VP experience with the participants, Nikki Sweet, Andrew Snade, Bob and Alex D'Apparato, James McMurtry, Melissa Dupre, Christian Eggenberger, Luke Adamski, Spencer Gray, and Kelly Fenning, just to name a few. I want to thank my Trek producer, Olatande Osansamni, and all the folks at Sessler for their unwavering support and encouragement. Thank you. And last but not least, I want to thank my lovely wife, Marie, for her endless support and never questioning the many volunteer hours. I love you, sweetheart. Through this rewarding experience, I encourage everyone to share their work, share your ideas, and bring the conversation to the CSC so we can learn and grow together as a community. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage CSC Awards Chair and CSC Membership Chair, Arthur Cooper, CSC.
When I started in this business, if you needed a BFL up in the sky, you ordered the light, you ordered a boom lift, an extra Jenny, extra Seaway, and a bunch of pipes and clamps. Then you had a pre-call for a couple of grips and a couple of electrics, and you set about rigging the pipes onto the bucket, and then the light onto the pipe, and then draping the Seaway up the arm, and then running that to the Jenny. Then, when it came time, some lucky soul got to camp out in that bucket for the duration of the shots required, often the whole night. Cold, rain, snow, the glamour of the film business on full display. A lot of those booms and lifts came from Dwight Crane, founded by Brian Dwight in 1978. He was joined by his brother David a few years later. They saw what was going on these sets, and they decided to put those engineering and designing brains to work. In 1989, they unveiled the first remote light, and a few years later, the first LRX, a truck with a generator that powered a 100-foot crane carrying 6K lights, all independently controlled, flood, spot, pan, tilt, the whole thing. I've stood on a set with a remote control, able to set my lights without having to walkie to a technician bundled up in some bucket up in the sky. To the producer, the time and cost savings are obvious. To a DP, the creative possibilities are liberating. But when asked what motivated the creation of their robotic arsenal of filmmaking devices, their response was to keep their friends safe. The Hilson Award for outstanding service and contribution to the development of the motion picture film industry in Canada.
Bill Hilson Award for outstanding service contributing to the development of the motion picture industry in Canada. Sponsored by Walter Clausen FX.
Every DOP, every foreign DOP that comes to Toronto, we have a big night exterior. I mentioned the LRX. Well, what is it? When it came out on set, they were all blown away. Any product that LRX and the Dwight boys put together just shines, and it shines brilliantly. Congratulations.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Scotty Allen. I'm here to say thanks and congratulate the Dwight brothers, Brian and David. Your contribution to the film business was amazing. The lighting of the Santa Claus, for example. When I used the remote-controlled BFLs to light a neighborhood, and it was so easy and so quick, it was amazing. The BFL stands for Big Functioning Light, for those who didn't know that. The other thing I want to talk about is Titanic. We had the LRX on the largest tugboat on the East Coast, a ship called the Tignish Sea, and something screwed up because the LRX was canceled. And when Jim Cameron found out that he didn't have the LRX, he flipped out. It was kind of fun to watch because it had nothing to do with me. He said that was his light, and he was the only person who could wrap it. And when you watch the movie Titanic, and you see the lovely actress Gloria Stewart playing the old Rose throw her necklace into the sea, she is backlit by an LRX at full extension. Thank you, and thank you what you did for my career, because I believe you were very important.
For making our films better, faster, and safer, it is my honor to present the Hilson Award to Brian and David Dwight for all of their accomplishments with the LRX systems.
You know,
47-year journey for me. And really, it was just keeping our friends safe. You know, when you own a crane company that puts people hundreds of feet in the air, you're terrified that you're going to kill somebody someday. And that's why we developed the products. There was no other thing. We certainly didn't make money doing it for the first 20 years. So if it wasn't for Dwight Crane making money in the boom and crane business, it wouldn't have worked, but it did. So 47 years, fantastic record. You know, we've seen in the last couple of years and lately, you know, things falling from a couple hundred feet in the air, destroying all of our equipment, and nobody's hurt. That's what we set out to do. That was our goal, and that's what we did. And now we're moving ahead. You know, Cinelisa's bought out our company. Such a fantastic group of people with the same, you know, just the same mentality as what we had. You know, just keep people safe, fantastic equipment, and moving it ahead. New facilities for building the lights. Things are coming out, you know, 20, 30, 40 times faster than they used to. It's just all good.
Yeah, moving ahead. Couldn't have done it without you all. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. It's been a great ride, man, I tell you. Working with the greatest people on earth. Thank you.
Presenting the Masters Award is a CSC associate member who also sits on the CSC Board of Directors and is the CSC Education Co-Chair. Please give a hearty welcome to Director of Photography, Christina Ayana.
I'm not used to being in front of everyone. Okay, so I'm really excited to present this award. Growing up in small-town rural Canada with very little access to the film industry, I never thought I would be working as a cinematographer in the film industry. I credit this opportunity to those who have been brave enough to start breaking down the barriers before me, and now I strive to leave the path a little easier for those behind me. Women and people of color who have pioneered the trajectory of change in this field and industry have had to maintain an extraordinary amount of resilience while keeping true to their authentic selves on top of honing their craft as both a technician and an artist. Some of them are in this room tonight. Round of applause for those people. But we're here to talk about one of the OGs, Kim Durko, CSC. As one of Canada's top-tier cinematographers with an impressive body of work, Kim is in great demand for her cinematic abilities and exceptional talent in creating stunning visual languages within her frames. As a young person, Kim was memorized with imagery as an art form. When she entered Vancouver's Emily Carr College of Art and Design, she had her mind set on becoming an art exhibitor curator. Cinematography was nowhere in her thoughts. She studied art history, photography, and color theory, which would eventually shape her artistic approach to filmmaking. During Kim's graduating semester, a senior instructor urged her to look into the National Film Board Studio D in Montreal, where women were being trained in production to diversify the very female-dominant industry at the time. Kim applied and was accepted as a camera trainee and soon met Zoe Durst, CSC. Zoe was the first female director of cinematography Kim had ever seen shoot film. Probably many women, Zoe was the first for many women, I'm sure. Zoe's knowledge and skill was inspirational, having a profound impact on Kim and her soon-to-be career trajectory as a cinematographer. After her time at the NFB, Kim landed in Toronto, where she began shooting films for local artists. Even then, Kim's potential and talent was becoming evident. Portions of the film she shot as part of a time-based artworks was exhibited at the Venice Biennale. At the same time, Kim began shooting and directing music videos and eventually earning her Much Music Video Award. Kim's reputation continued to grow as she moved into features and television series. She became known as a cinematographer who can enhance a director's vision using distinct color palettes to intensify the naturalism of her images while remaining true to the story. In a career that spans more than 3 decades, Kim shot dozens of features and series. Her credits include the popular vampire series What We Do in the Shadows and the fictional reality series Take Note. Kim has also DP'd Kim was also the DP behind the drama feature Kissed by Lightning and lends the reimagining of the David Cronenberg horror classic Rabid, directed by the intriguing Skoska sisters. She is a Gemini Award winner for her stunning cinematography and television musical drama Yokali Hotel, and in 2011 Cinematography Award winner for Women in Television and Film Showcase. So much to say. It is my pleasure to introduce this trailblazer to the stage, but why talk about it when we can see Kim's exquisite work in action?
Many of us can. I apologize for not telling you sooner. I just didn't want to shock you.
I really love being called an OG, though. I wanted to just say that's awesome. There's so many people in this room tonight that I owe huge amounts of gratitude to. Amazing cinematographers who inspired me when I started. Excuse me. There's so many talented people in this room. I'm just like, thanks for the inspiration. But as Christina said, when I started shooting music videos here in Toronto, I realized I wasn't going to make any money doing music videos back then. And so joined the IA. And when I first joined the IA, this is back in the day, it was a pretty different picture for women in the industry then. And there were a whole bunch of people in this room that I owe thanks to for saying, maybe Kim could come out and shoot an insert unit of a Motorola phone with phone numbers for some series or something. And maybe Kim could come out and do second unit or splinter unit or a small VFX unit. And so there's just so many shooters in this room who opened the door and gave me the opportunity. So thanks big time to all of you. Really, thank you. And there's so many women, like, you know, the women who worked shooting Zoe and Susan Tro at the NFB, they were just also such a huge inspiration because they were some of the first women that I actually could see, as you mentioned. When you can see somebody doing what you do, it makes a huge difference. I think that recently, in the last few years, there's been such a huge sea change in the membership of the Canadian Society of Cinematographers, and that's due to everyone's great hard work to try to balance out gender equity and diversity in our societies. So we've got to be proud that we did that, but we also have to keep doing some more work. So just, you know, it makes me so happy and so proud to be a cinematographer. I mean, we get to go to work and consider how light falls. I mean, what a crazy, excellent job thing we get to do. So I'm very, very grateful. I'm very happy that I've been able to be a cinematographer. I'm a tiny bit sad. I'm not entirely sure, but I heard that no other woman has won a Master's Award at the CSC. So thank you. But I'm mentioning that because it makes me a little bit sad, because I know that I stand here on the shoulders of a lot of women who weren't given opportunities or the possibility to advance in the field and work on bigger shows or become more well-known. So I stand on a whole lot of women shooters' shoulders, and not just shooters, but all the gals in the camera departments in the unions who perhaps wanted to be cinematographers back in the day and never had a door open and never had the opportunity. So kudos to them. And yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you to the CSC, all of you who are on the board, the staff, you guys rock totally. The people who make this happen, the people who are on the juries, put in the time for the workshops. Thank you so much. It's what keeps us going. So thanks. Thanks for this.
Our final presenter of the evening is a director who's won a Canadian Screen Award, a British Academy of Film and Television Arts Award, and garnered 2 Emmy nominations for his talents. He's presenting the awards for half-hour scripted series cinematography, dramatic series cinematography commercial, and for dramatic series cinematography non-commercial. Please welcome the National President of the Directors Guild of Canada, Warren P. Sonoda.
Kim and I were in the trenches of Niagara Falls. You truly are a master, and you totally deserve all the flowers. Congratulations, Tim Durko. Hello, CSC. Thank you for having me here, and especially congratulations to Zoe Durst. They're from one president to another. I just want to say, the Directors Guild of Canada, I want to send a message of solidarity and support. We are always here for our cinematographers, for our crews. We're there for our sibling unions down in the States, IA and Teamsters, and we unequivocally support the Writers Guild of Canada to find a very fair and equitable contract with the CMPA. So we will always be here for you. And tonight I'm sitting with my lovely wife, Jen Pogue, but I'm sitting with Luc Montpellier, and I bumped into Jeremy and Brendan, and I would be remiss to not take this moment to feel the spirit in this room about my journey in terms of I was built on the talents of so many people that supported me when no one was giving me a chance, that said, you can do it, you can shoot there, which way do you want to point the camera? So if these, and Michael Bailey was one of them, if these words mean anything to you, Black Walk, 235 Films, please stand up. If you pulled focus for me, if you were a cinematographer, if you were a gaffer, please stand up, because for me, I wouldn't be here without you. Luke, Brendan, Jeremy, Rob Scarborough, Arthur, Rion, Lainey Knox somewhere in the room. Ono, thank you so much, Gavin. We were there for each other in the 90s and the 2000s. It's amazing to see the student films. Luke and I were just at TMU fourth-year grad yesterday to see the next wave of, we're Ryerson dropouts. Well, you one credit shy, right? I failed twice. The future is bright, and at a time when we need like a good news story, to see the level of talent that's coming out of this country is truly inspiring. That's enough for me. I'm now supposed to say, the nominees for half-hour scripted series cinematography are
Half-hour scripted series, sponsored by Aerie. And the nominees are Daniel Grant, CSC, Slip, The Wife.
You just need to wake up. But then you realize there's nothing to wake up from. Because the dream is occurring while you're awake, sleeping to find meaning, and waking to lose it. And all you want to do is sleep, to dream of something more. More. Just.
John Joffin, ASC, Schmigadoon, Something Real.
There's a chance that he's homicidal, but the bond between you is vital.
Jordan Kennington, Something Undone, coming up for air.
Smoothie? How long are you staying here for?
This summer, I think. I'm not sure. My boyfriend rented the place.
Kept lovers.
Did you notice his haircut? Joe's been watching us. And he hates when I don't notice his haircuts.
David A. Macon, CSC, What We Do in the Shadows, Urgent Care.
Naja! Hi!
What? You work here?
Volunteer, actually. It's a way of giving back. I mean, who rescued who, right?
Have you seen Guillermo?
Guillermo? Oh, no. Not here. This place is just for stress.
I have a family.
Hey, it's a chicken! He's not gonna make it.
I can hear you.
Guillermo! Open! Guillermo!
Robert Scarborough, CSC, The Lake, To Become Run.
A guy can dream. I don't even know your middle name. Blair. Oh my God, you are a lesbian. This is crazy. When has that ever stopped you? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The award goes to John Joffin, ASC, Smigadoon, Something Real.
You guys, you did such beautiful work, my fellow nominees, and I feel very privileged to stand alongside you, and I feel more so having seen the footage again. It's just amazing. Smigadoon, it was such a gift. It was like being at a great Broadway play for 4 months, and it never got boring. I have huge love and gratitude for Cinco Paul, our showrunner, creator. Our actors were incredible and so much fun to be around. Actors and writers, it's really, without them, we're nothing. And we're also nothing without our incredible crew, our choreographer, Chris Gatelli, production designer, Jamie McCall, costume designer, Angus Strathy, again, Jill Bogdanowicz at Company 3, genius, my gaffer and creative partner, Todd Lapp, key grip, Devin Kazmarski, operator, Joss Oman, camera department, Quentin Lai, Jessica Chu, David Skidmore, Mitch Bax, and Ryan McGregor, amazing. Thank you so much to all of you. Again, huge thanks to Keslo, to Robert, Dennis, and Court for supporting us and making it so easy. My agents, Dan Burnside, Bill Despoto at DDA. Thank you to Apple TV, Lauren Michael, Broadway Video. Again, the most important one of all, my wife, Caroline, and my son, Jamie. I love you so much. I just couldn't do this without your support. And I thank the CSC, and it means so much to me coming from all of you. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Excellent. 2 setups left. Jeremy, can we get it in 2 setups? Rion says he can do it in 1, so I'm just saying. And the nominees for the dramatic series cinematography commercial are
Dramatic Series Cinematography, Commercial, sponsored by Sunbelt Rentals Film and TV, William F. White International, Inc. And the nominees are Mark Burlett, Riverdale, Tales in a Jugular Vein.
So what's wrong with her? Some kind of mental illness?
Oh, Cheryl was once youthful and vibrant like any young girl her age. But she wanted adventure, and I couldn't help but indulge her. She took a trip to some tropical jungle in some far-off place, and unfortunately, while she was there, she contracted a rare form of leprosy.
Justin Black, The Hardy Boys, The Crash. James Liston, Riverdale, Archie the Musical.
Let's go, senior! Last
batch of high school crews. Next year it's college girls.
College girls with attitude.
Sophomore, junior, soon you'll rule in the school. Party in supreme, year senior. Slam dunk, homecoming king, class ring. No look past last shot. Cue the band.
Varsity state champs.
Most likely to be year, me year, my year, school year.
Stephen Meyer, CSC, Superman and Lois, in Cold Blood.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Gordon Verheul, CSC, Superman and Lois, in Justice.
I just received word from your attorneys. Judge Reagan has made a ruling.
The award goes to Justin Black, the Hardy Boys, The Crash.
Thank you to the showrunners, Jason Stone and Chris Posabon, for trusting me with the season. The show is a big reference for me on some of the past youth series I shot, and so I felt very lucky to be invited in. Thanks to episode director Felipe Rodriguez for making the episode what it is and always fighting to make it better. Thank you to the entire crew, Frankie, Paulo, Sam Lewis, Kevin Packer, the operators, Rafi Mishan, Logan Scott, our first ACs, Brian Verhoog, the production designer. Shout out to Fraser Browne for building the show's style in season 1 and agreeing to come shoot a flipping car for us. Thanks to Dora and the team at Sessler for making this possible. The people at Sim and now Keslow for their support over the years, my parents, and most importantly, my partner Maddie for being my source of peace throughout it all. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you.
Okay, great. I just talked to Brendan Stacy and Gavin and Laney. We can do this as a oneer, but Brian Trieb, you have to shoot it for me, okay? So one last award. The nominees for the Dramatic Series Cinematography Non-Commercial are
Dramatic Series Cinematography, Non-Commercial, sponsored by Sony. And the nominees are Guy Godfrey, CSC, Little Bird, So Put Together. Diego Guiaro, CSC, Love After Music, Season 1, Episode 3. Tico Pulakakis, CSC, Foundation, Unnecessary Death.
For a long time, all robots were bound by 3 laws. The laws made me unable to harm a human or allow harm to come to a human.
And now?
Now I'm bound by only 1 law.
Which is?
I serve empire.
And I'll soon be an empress. Hence my line of questioning. When the time comes, I want to know, will you serve me?
I will serve empire.
Brendan Stacy, CSC, ASC, Painkiller, Hot, Hot, Hot.
Oh, Howard, he had caffeine and nicotine in his system. The effects of nicotine have killed more people than opioids by a factor of thousands. And car accidents? Why aren't they suing Buick? Oh, yeah, that's a good scratch. You see that ball over there, Howard? You see that ball? You go get that ball for me. You're my good boy.
Dr. Richard, we need to take this seriously, please.
Yeah, I'm dead serious, Howard. I'm not worried about this pipsqueak from West Virginia.
Western Virginia, sir.
But there are 50 states, and if we even... Lunch. Right.
Brendan Stacy, CSC ASC. Rabbit Hole, the algorithms of control.
Come on. Out of bed. Let's go.
Who wants to come up? John? Come up here. You're the one in most need.
Brendan Stacy, Painkiller.
This is like a fun family, like nostalgic reunion kind of night. Also, like really cool to see Kim Durko up here, because in the same era in Blackwalk when I was like really underqualified and in no position to be a gaffer, she let me have that position for a day, and I was very anxious and stressed out. She was super lovely and calm and patient with me. Thank you for that, and love seeing you up here tonight. What a crazy project this was. Thank you to CSC. Thank you to my amazing crew. I really have to particularly shout out my operators on this job, because this was 65 days of handheld with not like necessarily a shot list or a plan or any kind of strategy. And Ian Barrett and Brett Hurd had those cameras on their shoulders for 65 days with like not really any break. And they turned it into a beautiful ballet. And it was something really special to watch. So huge thank you to them. Thank you to the rest of my crew. Thank you to Pete Berg, the orchestrator of all the chaos, and the person who made this all happen. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. We made it! What an awesome event this has been. What an awesome organization the CSC is. I'm so thrilled and happy to have been part of tonight's celebration. I've had a wonderful time. I hope you did too. To all the winners and nominees, my heartfelt congratulations, because what we saw on screen tonight was excellence at its best. Thank you again for having me to host this show. And to you, the audience, you've been terrific and beautiful. You were an entertainer's dream. I couldn't have asked for a better bunch of people to talk in front of. A big thank you to the CSC production team for your heavy lifting. Thank you so much. It was a job very well done. To all those watching the gala live stream, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show, and please log on again next year for the 2025 CSC Awards Gala. Until then, it's good night, and once again, thank you for tuning in.